Raging wildfires surrounding Los Angeles spread to Hollywood Hills on January 8, after 5 other fires in the area killed at least 5 people, destroyed hundreds of homes, and stretched firefighting resources and water supplies to the limit.
The firefighters they've been really good to us, and they're under-resourced here because they're sending a lot of their troops to the front line.
A new fire broke out in the Hollywood Hills on January 8 evening, forcing more evacuations and raising to 6 the number of wildfires burning in Los Angeles County. Besides, various stores and restaurants in Palisades Village, an upscale shopping outlet in Pacific Palisades, California, were found burned to the ground on January 8 with only exteriors of buildings and debris remaining after wildfires raged through the village. The Palisades fire consumed 15,832 acres and hundreds of structures in the hills between Santa Monica and Malibu, racing down Topanga Canyon until reaching the Pacific Ocean. Worldwide News reports.
At Thursday's funeral of former President Jimmy Carter, the service was filled with dignitaries, including all 5 living former U.S. presidents, as well as their spouses and political figures from both sides of the aisle. Joe Biden eulogized the 39th president, who passed away at 100 years old. Sitting beside Trump, Obama engaged in a serious conversation before breaking into a grin, while Trump and former Presidents George W. Bush and Bill Clinton sat nearby. In the front row, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were joined by other dignitaries, including Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. An unexpected and poignant moment unfolded between President-elect Donald Trump and Howard. Despite their differences, the two stood near each other at the ceremony. When Trump entered his row, former Vice President Al Gore greeted him first, then Pence. The two exchanged a handshake with little emotion, but a respectful nod from Pence, signaling a fragile peace. Worldwide News Report.
Trump reiterated his interest in making Canada into a U.S. state and criticized American spending on Canadian goods and military support for Canada.
Economic force, because Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada.
Trump also posted a picture on his social media, indicating that he wants to turn Canada into the United States' 51st state, but the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau responded that isn't a snowball's chance in hell. On the other hand, Trump mentioned that he'll reclaim control of the Panama Canal, but the Panama residents said that they are get ready.
Las amenazas que hay, que se repiten una y otra vez contra el canal panameño, contra nuestra soberanía y nuestra autodeterminación, tienen que ser rechazadas de forma enérgica y prepararnos como pueblo para lo que vaya a ocurrir.
Trump this week refused to rule out using military or economic pressure to seize control of the canal, an 51-mile artificial waterway connecting the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans that is a core international shipping route. Panama has strongly rebuked Trump's threats. Worldwide News reports.
Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Machado was arrested Thursday, following a march in Caracas, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing political unrest. Machado, who had been in hiding since August, was intercepted and detained after leaving the rally. The opposition has described the arrest as violent, with her supporters claiming that the motorcycle caravan she was riding in had been shot at before she was taken into custody. Machado has been a vocal critic of President Nicolas Maduro, leading protests against his controversial re-election last year. Her arrest comes just one day before Maduro's inauguration for a third presidential term, a process the opposition and much of the international community have condemned as illegitimate.
Declaran por allá en Panamá y amenazan a Venezuela. Eres un cobarde, presidente de Panamá, y te va a tocar lo tuyo a ti también. El que se mete con Venezuela se seca. Te secarás.
With reports of motorcyclists supporting Maduro rallying in the city on Wednesday. With the political atmosphere in Venezuela intensifying, the arrest of Machado and the ongoing protests underscore the deepening divide ahead of Maduro's swearing-in. Despite the crackdown, opposition figures have continued to take to the streets in a final push. As the streets of Caracas filled with protesters, the situation became even more heated. Worldwide News Report.
"13 people were killed and 18 wounded in a Russian attack on the city of Zaporizhzhia in southeastern Ukraine on January 8. Wounded laid on the road next to a damaged public transport. Several bodies lied still on the sidewalks. Emergency workers were trying to resuscitate a man. Raging flames, smoke and burnt cars seen on the background. Russian troops used 2 guided bombs to hit a residential area in the afternoon, at least 13 dead and injured 113. Meanwhile, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the Palazzo Chigi in Rome on January 9. Meloni indicated that expressed solidarity with the victims of the recent Russian bombings and reiterated the all-round support that Italy ensures and will continue to provide to the legitimate defense of Ukraine and to the Ukrainian people. Russia regularly carries out airstrikes on the Zaporizhzhia region, which its forces partially occupy, and its capital. Worldwide News reports.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has reignited his interest in Greenland, declaring that he wants the strategically important island to become part of the United States. In a series of posts on Truth Social, Trump said Greenland, rich in minerals and with military significance, would greatly benefit if it joined the U.S. He even suggested that military or economic pressure could be used to persuade Denmark to hand it over.
We need Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time, long before I even ran.
Greenland, located within the NATO alliance through Denmark, has long been of interest to the U.S. due to its military importance. The U.S. operates a permanent base in Greenland and has shown interest in expanding its military presence to monitor Russian activity in the Arctic.
You look outside, you have China ships all over the place. You have Russian ships all over the place. We're not letting that happen.
Furthermore, Greenland's natural resources, including lithium and rare earth elements used in electric vehicle batteries, make it economically valuable. While Greenland is a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark, it controls most of its domestic affairs and could potentially become independent in the future. Greenland's Prime Minister Mute Ejid has repeatedly stated that the island is not for sale, and that its future should be determined by its people, not external powers. Denmark has firmly rejected Trump's previous offers to buy Greenland, calling the idea absurd. Prime Minister Frederiksen emphasized that only the people of Greenland can define the island's future, and any changes must respect their wishes.
USA vores absolut tætteste allierede. Vi vil altid gerne arbejde tættere sammen med amerikanerne. Det gælder i alle forsvars- og sikkerhedspolitiske spørgsmål. Det gælder også Nordatlanten. Og vi har set med vestlige briller en meget klar interesse i, at det er USA eller andre lande. Men Grønland, det er grønlændernes.
One thing is clear. Greenlanders for now will not be sold to the highest bidder. The Kremlin on Thursday, commenting on Trump's recent remarks on Greenland, said that the Arctic falls within Russia's zone of strategic national interests.
Арктическая зона – это зона наших национальных интересов, наших стратегических интересов. Мы присутствуем в арктической зоне, будем там присутствовать дальше.
Worldwide News Report.
The humanoid robotics industry has exploded in recent years, and consumers looking for evidence can look no further than at CES 2025 in Las Vegas. Companies from as far as China to demonstrate robotic skills for attendees of the tech trade show.
我们人形机器人呢，目前有2款，一款是 SE01，一款是 PM01。这2款机器人呢，它们的走得很像人，它们的步态在全球世界范围内来说呢，是一个比较有竞争力的一个产品，因为它走得足够像人，它的步态很优美，很像人。
In terms of the other robot products, Serigem, a South Korea's company, introduced the MindFit Neuro Wellness Enhancer, a headband-like device designed to help alleviate the symptoms of depression.
This is a Class 3 approved medical device for depression treatment. So basically, this device generates very weak electric current. It's 2 milliampere. So by applying that weak current on top of your scalp, 20 to 40% of that current reaches to your brain. That electric stimulation normalizes your brain functions.
In South Korea, the device is priced at approximately $1,000. Zaporizhzhia is working on securing regulatory approval in other countries to expand the availability of the device internationally. Worldwide News reports.